Morning, Donnie Walker here. Walker Saw Shop. Porting a couple cylinders this morning. Transferring a 365 into a 372. If you guys have asked me how you do that, it's pretty simple. On the 372 and the 365, the saws are exactly the same except for the cylinders have these little doors on the side of the transfer ports or transfer port covers that make the 365 a little detuned compared to the 372. So I'll show you what I do to them. This is for a fella up island that I'm doing this saw for today. And then I'm going to show you on the transfer ports how I grind them too on certain models. So here we go. Here's this here's the 370 or 365 transfer port cover. You can see there's like a wing in the middle of it. And that divides the flow into transfer ports. Slows it down slightly to give it less power. You just take those off with 4 bolts, a little Torx wrench. I don't know what size it is, 15 or 20, T20. Here's the ones I just ground out. Now this saw will be a 372. So yeah, he'll gain a little more power, a little more torque. And over here, yeah, I was just playing around. There's his cylinder here and piston. And a 661, sorry about that, 661 cylinder that I'm just playing around with the transfers. So here's my hand piece that I use for the transfers. I just go in there and I go real slow with my foot pedal and I just draw it to the right. I try not to go up and down, just go real slow and draw it to the right, and move the transfers up to what you want, or evening them out, or just cleaning them up. Depends on what timing you got on the ports and what you're looking for. So yeah, that's how you transform a 365 into a 372 of xtorqs. Not the old traditional ones. Here's an old school, that's a 390, sorry. Old school 372s. This is actually a 75cc version. This one came off a used saw. I was just gonna clean it up and maybe re-ring it and build myself another 75cc saw for myself. Because I like them. I think they're one of the best saws ever made. Light, fast, and very durable. They've been very successful. We started with the 371 chainsaw years ago, and when we started running long bars on them here, we had a lot of crankcases cracking. So the factory came over, some engineers, we figured it out why they were, because they first designed that saw with a 20-inch bar. Never thought we'd be running 32-inch bars on them over here in the West Coast, North America. So yeah, they ended up sending me like, I don't know, 200 crankcases, and I changed all these saws over for people under warranty and all my new ones that were in stock. And then they worked out. My friend Magnus came over, and he's the one that we discussed with the cracks and took them apart and looked at them and went out to the field and tested it with the new crankcases, and we never had any failures after that. We'd have the odd one, but it's normally from a guy smashing his saw or getting it stuck or something. So yeah, then it turned into a 372. And basically all it was a 2-ring piston and complied more to the EPA specs. So on the 372s, I used to do a lot of changing and putting the big bore cylinders off a cut-off saw, 75cc cut-off cylinder. In the US, they actually had the 372 was a 75cc, but in Canada, they never brought it in. So I'd change them over, give the guys quite a bit more power, but they used a ton of fuel. So some guys didn't like that. You're going like 15 minutes on a tank of gas instead of 25. So that's not too good when you're up in the bush and you got to walk around and keep your gas can beside you all the time. But they like the power, so it's a sacrifice. Anyways, yeah, so I'm just going to get this done, pack it up, and head off to the other shop and put them together. Got my go-kart engine clutch fixed. Found a couple springs that would fit it. Couldn't wait a month to get them from Italy or whatever. So yeah, keep your saw on the wood. Have a great day. And we'll be talking to you soon. Over and out.